This is the second most devastating move in jiu-jitsu.
The inside heel hook. As Matt starts to apply this inside heel hook,
This would never work on
he locks in the rotation of the tibia and then comes to this side so that you can put that force on the outside of the knee. And that force starts as a tensile force on the inside side of the knee, so the MCL. And then we'll just progress right across the knee, tearing ligaments that are in the center, which is the ACL, PCL, and then kind of ending there probably.
Oh, yeah. I thought it started in my ankle. I felt like it was going to be the ankle that made me tout. But then it never really progressed, and it started bleeding. It started coming up here into the knee.
The old knee.
Yeah. I tell you what else I feel, though. Do it again. Is I feel like the bones are under a lot of stress down there by my ankle, like my leg bones right here under a lot of stress. Like start to put it on pretty tight. I'll tap, I promise. Yeah, I feel like that could.
I feel it in your
break
foot
my
right there.
legs.
You know, if he's doing this more, if there's more rotation, then it's going to be a different injury. You know, if he's hipping in more, it's going to start here and go across.
Definitely.
But if that rotation can be dissipated anywhere up the leg, which could be, you know, in the ankle, here, or at the knee.
Generally, when I have to tap to one in class, like, go ahead, do it again. I feel, and I'll just drop this hand out. I feel the first pressure is here. And that's enough to make me tap in class for sure. But I don't know if that's enough to make me quit in another situation, right? So that hip in right there, that feels like, oh man, I'm going to have surgery if that doesn't go well.
Well, I know like Craig has talked about, he's like, I never lock my hands and hip in, but like you can finish guys just with that foot pressure.
Sure.
And he's like, if you get the foot trapped, well, then you add your hips and blowing something up.
Yeah, or breaking the leg like what happened with him and Vinny. Like he broke his, like rotationally broke these bones in his leg. It's disgusting. All right, so what's the recovery on an inside heel hook look like if it goes through the knee?
Through the knee, that, you know, if you tap just after the MCL, if the MCL is the first thing and you tap after that, the vast majority of MCL tears just heal without surgery. So depending on how significant the injury is, brace or not, you know, 6 weeks till it kind of heals all the way, but longer than that till you feel like you're going to feel. If it progresses to the ligaments in the center of the knee, those require surgery. You know, ACL, PCL, it would probably be the ACL first. Those require surgery, which is, you know, 9 months probably till you get where you're going to be, or 9 months to your 90% or so. And then, you know, if it was down lower in the tibia, which, you know, or in the fibula, like what happened to the gentleman you were talking about with Craig Jones, you know, bones, if they break, once they heal, you know, typically are pretty good if they heal in good alignment.
Yeah, Vinny came back from that injury pretty quickly. Like everybody was stunned that he came back so quick.
Yeah.
He had a match like 3 months later or something.
Yeah, bones, you know, once they heal, the soft tissue around them, it's typically not as injured as the bone, so it typically recovers pretty well.
And what if it's just like in the ankle and the foot?
You know, you could injure the ligaments that connect the bones together in the foot, and that could be a small injury or a pretty big one. It didn't look like it by that mechanism that you would injure those Lisfranc ligaments in the midfoot, like we talked about before. Yeah, you know, that's probably something. You can injure that deltoid ligament, which is that ligament, like we talked about the ones on the outside of the ankle. There's a bigger, thicker one on the inside of the ankle. And it can be injured to the extent that once it gets injured, other things then get injured in that same process, which could require surgical treatment, which would be months of recovery as well.
But not
Unlikely,
9 months that it's going to take for knee surgery.
No.
These knee injuries, these are long recoveries.
Yes.
Even longer than the shoulder injuries.
Yes. When you have those shoulder injuries, and almost all the time, there are other things that can happen we didn't talk about, but almost all the time you're tearing your tissue into, but that tissue has a good potential to heal once it's sewn back together.
Okay.
In the knee, if you tear those ligaments in the center of the knee, sewing them back together is not typically the right treatment. It's reconstructing them, making a new one. And so when you put that tissue in, that takes much longer to heal, and then you have to get stronger around it than just sewing something back together.
That was the second most devastating move in jiu-jitsu, the inside heel hook. What will be number one?